Welcome back to We On the Threat. I'm your host, Jacob, and today we're going to be talking about something that's often overlooked and stigmatized in our communities, and that is mental health. But before I get into that, right now I'm in Albany, Georgia on this beautiful retreat. And let me just tell you how amazing it is. I have been to many places, and the history here has been amazing. We have been on this resort that was a plantation, and let me tell you, they had to fight for this land. And just learning about the history of it, learning how this is where slaves were, this is where slaves died, and how they turned it into a positive thing, and them winning this big, huge lawsuit against the United States, I thought was it's so amazing. It's so awesome. And so I'm going to do this retreat, and just like it's been amazing. Like the way we've been doing things to like like hang out with people, start to meet people who have similar goals. But also like we did a drum circle, which was really powerful and amazing. And so I'm here until Monday, and tomorrow we get to meet the wife of the person who started fighting and did the lawsuit. And I'm so excited. And I'll next episode I'll catch you up on it. But honestly, this ties in because like mentally, like this has been amazing. Like we've been talking about mental health a lot and how we can't if we can't take care of ourselves, how are we going to take care of other people? So yes, but now let's get into the meat and gritty about mental health. Okay, so I titled this episode "Mental Health Isn't Weakness" because for so long that's what we've been taught to believe, especially in the Black community. Um, we're often taught to believe that showing emotion, talk about pain, or needing help means that you're soft or you're broken or you're weak. But truth is, that's the exact opposite. So acknowledging your mental health takes strength and it takes courage because to say that you need help or to say that you're having problems or you're having issues shows courage, shows that you want to better yourself. So first we're going to talk about the stigma. Now let's be real. For a lot of us, growing up black or brown, talk about mental health wasn't even a thing. Or you might have heard of it as pray about it. You don't need therapy. You just need to be strong, or you just need to smile more. You just need to be happy. What you sad about, you know. And while like faith and faith, they are powerful. I will not take that away. They can always replace professional help, healthy communications, or the space to process trauma. And we've been conditioned to survive and not to heal. And that's a huge thing. To think that trauma is a real thing and it's often ignored, especially in the black community, or brushed off, or it's something that it's like a pride thing. Like, yeah, I got this trauma. I made it through this trauma. And it's kind of like, um, no, let's actually make it through this trauma. Get help so that you can actually get through that trauma instead of burying it and holding it on. And so sometimes the reason that we're so tired isn't because we're weak, but it's because we've been carrying things that we were never meant to carry alone. So please reflect on that because that's something that I feel like a lot of people um, don't truly reflect on and understand. It's like we carry all this weight and we're expected just to keep going on through life without any consequence. I mean, not consequences, without any sort of like help to get through that, to understand why you're going through that. Um, okay, so I remember when I first started taking my mental health seriously, and it was not easy. And I was going to school, I was working, life was lifing, and the expectation that came with being a black man in this world, I felt like I had to hold it together. I couldn't fail. I couldn't fall. I couldn't be a broken. That's what I thought. I thought I was broken if I talked about my mental health. Um, and I think the biggest thing about my mental health is like, if you don't take care of your mental health, your body will take care of it for you. And it's not in a way that you're gonna like. So in 2018, my grandma passed away. Now, my grandma was literally like, I love my grandma. Like, I was the person that like I used to memorize my grandma's number by heart. I knew her number by heart. I would call her. Like, I used to want to go see her all the time. And like when we moved out of Seattle to Tacoma, um, I used to know we were going to my grandma's house because there was like a public storage place that would pass, and I knew if we were going to pass by that place, we were going to my grandma's house, and I was so excited. I was like, "We're going to see my grandma. We're going to see my grandma," and so I was just so excited because my grandma meant the world to me. And so when she passed away, I was heartbroken. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was devastated, and the way like she passed away through my like malnutrition of doctors and nurses, that's what really got to me. Not malnutrition, was it malpractice? And so I think that's something that often it's like I wanted her to make it to my graduation. I wanted her to see me walk through the stage getting my bachelor's. I wanted her to see me get my master's. I wanted her to see me get married, and that was taken away from us. Years got taken away from us, and so I had to internalize that and really had to think that like, wow, like she's not gonna be there. And so on top of the other things that was going on at my school, they like teachers weren't trying to give me time off. They were just like, oh, well, you'll be back for the test. No emotions, no compassion. Just, oh, just study while you're like helping plan your grandma's funeral. And I felt myself spiraling. I definitely felt myself drinking a lot more. And they try to like mask that. And I will say, I I leaned on my friends a lot. Like I had some really good friends. My best friend, who I've been friends with for a long time, even though I was like distance wise, we were so far away because I was in college and she was back in my hometown. She would call me, check on me. I had friends at the college that would come knock on my door and like, hey, we know you haven't eaten. Let's go eat. And so that helped, but I truly didn't understand the gravity of like what I was feeling until I went to therapy. And the reason why I went to therapy because I was like, either I'm going to go to therapy or I'm going to unalive myself. Because it was getting to the point where like I was calling the crisis hotlines, the suicide hotlines. I was going to um, I was going to our school's counseling services, but I stopped because I went there and they told me that, oh, you just need to get over it. That's literally what they told me. And so I'm like, I could have gave up. But then I was like, you know what? Let's try someone else. And so I researched and I researched to find a good like therapist because I needed it. And my therapist literally sat with me, and I was closed off at first because I don't really trust people. I didn't know this person. I didn't know, and so I was just BSing. And my therapist was like, "Okay, so either we sit here and act like you're fine, I'm still gonna get paid, or you can tell me what's going on, and I can help you, and I can actually help you find solutions so that you can be a better person." And so I thought at first, I'm like, who are you to talk to me like that? But then I really started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I need someone like that. I need someone to challenge me. And so yeah, I went to therapy, and yes, one session did not make me like, I'm better, I'm amazing. No, it took time. It took me actually putting in the work. A therapist is not there to give you the answers. The therapist is there to guide you to what your answer is for yourself. Like you're trying to find your answer while working with your therapist. And now they might not diagnose, but they might tell you things like, I know I had childhood trauma. I know I had adult trauma. I know I had authoritarian trauma to the point where like I had guns pointed at me by police officers. And so I had trauma over that. And so it's like there's a lot of trauma. There's systematic trauma. There's a lot of things that I was going through. And then on top of that, with my grandma passing away, it was like the cherry on top. It was the camel that broke, what is it? What is they saying? Is the chair that broke the camel's back? Or the camel that broke the chair's back? One of the two. Something like that. But yeah, and so I think that's something that if I wouldn't have went through that therapy, I would not be here today. And so I just wanted to let people know, like, it is important. It is important to go to therapy. I always say everyone needs therapy. Everyone needs it. It's not weak. It's not, it's not, it's not these stigmas. I know it's not easy. I know it's a big challenge, but I challenge everyone to go to the therapist. Literally, even if it's for a consultation, go to a therapist. Um, yeah, like I said, I started realizing that pretending everything was fine wasn't helping anyone. It wasn't helping me. It wasn't helping people I love. And it wasn't helping the community that I wanted to uplift. How can I help people? How can I try to be there for people? And I'm not even there for myself. And so it's like you need to take care of yourself. Mental health is so important. It is literally in everything we do. So I realized that because like when I was getting my master's, it not only taught me about systems and how they affected us externally, but like it made me sit down and realize how deep those systems impact us internally too. And I'm not just talking about like getting my master's as in like, oh, we learned about like yes, we did learn about mental health, but I went through a lot getting my master's. In 2022, I was diagnosed with diabetes, and I'm being honest, I wasn't taking care of my physical health. I wasn't. And so I ended up literally, it just kept getting worse and worse to the point where I ended up having to go to the hospital, and I got diagnosed with diabetic ketoacidosis. which basically means my blood sugar is too high and my A1C is too high and it wasn't going down, and basically your body is shutting down and it can kill you. So I had to be in ICU, and they had me hooked up to the IVs, and it that mentally messed with me because I couldn't work. I had I had the pressure of work being like, well, you need to come to work. Like, you don't have enough PTO. We don't do sick leave, so you need to hurry up and come back. And so I had that pressure. I felt like I couldn't provide. I felt like I couldn't do anything. I love showering. Showering is my favorite thing. I couldn't shower. I was in the ICU for 9 days, and it was literally the worst thing that I can tell. Like, it's literally the worst thing I ever had to endure. And I'm lucky that I had my spouse at the time. They were just my partner, but my spouse at the time was my savior. They literally came every day, either before work or after work. They came and they sat with me till close, like until they had to leave, and they were my supporters. I was crying almost every day. I was literally like, man, like I was telling them like I suck. I'm not worth it. Like you can go find someone that isn't like this, that isn't in this predicament, because I put myself in this predicament. And the way that they stood by me, and they're like, "What you talk about, Willis? I'm not. I'm not leaving you. We in this together." And so it's just like, while like I always say, therapy, you also have to surround yourself with people who's going to love you and care for you at your best times and at your worst times. You cannot have people who are just there when you're at your best. Those people who are there at your best but not there at your worst are not your friends or people you should be around. They need to be with you at your best and your worst, but you also have to know that they are going to be people that are going to be honest with you. They're going to be they're going to be people that are going to rock with you. They're going to be people that's going to challenge you. They're going to be people that are going to be like, "Hey man, I didn't like that you did that," or "Hey man, I see something different. Like, what's going on? Let's sit and talk about it." Those are the people that you want in your life. Those are the people that truly care about you and that truly love you and that truly need to be around you. So I always say that at the end of it, there's a lot of people who, like, I know for myself, I realize that I can't fight justice. I can't fight this system. I can't fight for other people without finding peace in me and without finding the love and the care of both my mental health, physical health, spiritual health, whatever it is, I that's what I need. So, breaking the silence. Therapy, meditation, journaling, having real conversations with people who you trust. Those are all forms of self care. Self care is so important. It really is. And so, one of the things that we all need to start normalizing is saying, "I'm not okay." Because I know for myself, I'm like, "I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." No. If you're not good, if you're not okay, I'm not okay. Take your mental health days. Mental health days, you can use your sick leave for. I don't know about every state, but I know at least in Washington, you could use your mental health days as sick days. Use them. Take those mental health days. You, I always say, like, now, I'm not saying this as saying, like, as a, okay, so I'm going to say it. You are replaceable in a company in the sense of at any time of day, a company or someone could be like, we're going to let you go. Most states, I know that most states are at will, which means they can fire you any day, anytime. And so it's like, take care of yourself. I know some people like to I know people like me like to throw themselves into the deep end and try to do as best they can. But take your mental health days, take your PTO, take your vacation. Please do that. That is a form of self-care. That's going to rejuvenate you. That's going to make you want to stay there. Also, start going to therapy without a shame. Do not be ashamed about going to therapy. Um, it is it's amazing. Like the healing is great. Like let me tell you, when you heal, you break cycles. You do. Because when you heal, you do what a lot of people do not have the courage to do or did not have the courage to do back then. I know so many times I remember when I was getting my bachelor's, I we had to go to our family and ask the questions, and one of them was like, "Did your parents receive therapy? Did my grandparents receive therapy? Did my great grandmas, if I could, did they go through therapy?" And so it's just like most of the answers were no. A lot of people, my grandparents didn't think about um, therapy. Therapy's for the weak. And that's what we need to break. We need to break the stigmas that therapy equates to weakness, that therapy means you can't take care of yourself. No, therapy is saying, hey, I see there's something wrong with myself, or I see there's something that is going on, and I need to fix it. So if you're listening to this and you might be struggling right now, please know that you are not alone. You are not weak. You are human. Please, let me say it again. If you are struggling right now, you are not alone. You are not weak. You are human. You are powerful. You are beautiful. You are handsome. You are amazing. And it is okay if you need to get help. So, if you're looking for support, here are a free or low cost options you can check out. So, I always like to say, please check this out. I looked at some of these, and these are for people of color, but I also want to give I also want to give there is more resources out there. So check with your local or state regulations. But I know one of the biggest things is for black men, there's therapyforblackmen.org. I recommend that. They often have amazing therapists. I've seen good reviews with them. There's also therapyforblackgirls.com that I heard has really good reviews. Um, I know that the biggest thing is taking the first step for therapy. Take that first step. And if you are not feeling therapy, let me tell you, therapy is important. Therapy is amazing. And especially with it being October, a lot of people, like the holidays are coming. The holidays are coming up. I know people start getting in their head. A lot of people don't know where to turn to. So let me tell you, if you have if you have suicide ideations, if you feel like this world isn't for you, please call 988. That is the National Suicide Crisis Lifeline. There's a team of people who will hear you out, that will listen to you, that would love to be there for you. Because I know times get hard. It is not easy out here. So take the step, even if it's small. Healing does not happen overnight, but it happens when you choose yourself. So I just want to say thank you for listening to We Aren't a Threat. If today's episode spoke with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to follow the show on Spotify. We are also trying to get the show on other platforms. So please bear with me, and I will share out when it is on other platforms. But until next time, take care of your mind, protect your peace, and remember, mental health isn't weakness, it's power.